Hello and welcome in. I do apologise, I am very inexperienced with making videos and I have extremely bad equipment, both in the terrible laptop I'm running this on and in the lack of microphone or anything. So today is the 6th of September, 6th of the 9th, and it's about 45 minutes after the servers were put back up. They launched DS9 today and the servers got taken down for a long time. Sorry guys. Okay, so first section of new content is these new systems. To the left of the ball cube and the Federation space, starting with these two, which I don't think have any armadas, or this one, but these have armadas, all of these around here. So we have a new type of armada, which I've just joined. It requires normal directives at the normal price, and it gives you two currencies. The rares and epics give you superior Cardassian loot, the commons give you regular Cardassian loot, and it gives you less than normal rare armada credits. Oh no, we died. I wasn't paying attention to the strength. Right. Why am I so bad at this? So, and they also give you reputation points for your alliance. So your reputation with your alliance is a new mechanic. And these reputation points will get deleted if you leave your alliance. Even if you come back. So I'll show you that in a second. Spinning circles is what I get on my Android. I'm very new to PC when there is internet problems, so I don't know whether this is internet lag issues or whether this is performance issues with my computer. So I do apologise. Yes, normal, so you get three things: normal credits, superior or regular Cardassian loot, and reputation. So because we're not going to make it to the other armada that's running. No, okay, no, we will repair the ship and send it out there. We'll try and multitask a little bit. Yes, so important thing to note is the timers are 7 minutes and they have abilities now. So the uncommons, it's 10% increased critical chance for 10% at the end of each round, 15% for the rares as you see here, and 20% for the epics. And here is your rewards, here is your credits, your reputation. It won't let you hover over that, but you can hover over that. So this is part of a new loop, and this connects to the Starbases that you may or may not have heard about. So the second step in explaining the loop and showing the loop to you will be to go to the Alliance store. The normal store, the Alliance tab, where you claim your relocation tokens, where you claim your normal Armada credits. And there are 3 bundles in there now. There is what we would have earned if we'd won that, the superior Cardassian loot bundle, and that gives you Subspace superconductors, they're used for building the starbase. You need 15.62K to build it, and for upgrading the modules, one of the things you need to upgrade the modules on it as well. Alliance reserves are, I don't know fully, but one of the things they seem to be used for is relocating the Alliance starbase. There's more Alliance points for yourself. And assembly medals are part of the new research tree. You need this and this for the research tree. So this is almost a bit like your faction unlocks. You reach milestones, and this is, you know, just the currency for the research. So I think you just need this and dilithium, and that is it. No G3, G4 materials, thankfully. That is the uncommon. That's the common Cardassian loot pack, which obviously pays less than the rare and the epics. And this is just a slightly different modifier. Ah, see, I didn't notice this before. This you need a superior for. This gives you. Hang on, let's have a look. So that's not as different as I realised. Okay, no, so it gives you another 800. But it gives you extra Alliance stuff, but no research medals for yourself. Hence altruism. So, one thing I forgot to mention is, just like Isogen Refinery, even though you're not using a refinery this time, these go into your Alliance inventory, not your inventory. So if you do leave, Alliance speed up. Ah, that's what that purple thing was. I noticed this purple icon and I was like, what is that? Right, so you have Alliance speed ups now for the starbase. Makes sense, to be fair. And if you leave your Alliance, like I said, you'll lose your reputation, but they won't, you know, they won't lose the stuff in the inventory that you've contributed to. You know, here's my reputation, 331 points so far. As far as I'm aware, you get a reputation from destroying the hostiles and for redeeming the packs. There might be more ways, I do not know. Okay, so what have we covered? We've covered the armadas. Right, actually, just well. Oh no, we're at home. But being as my Alliance mates are not waiting for the events to pop, we'll say something again. Bear in mind when events launch, it is likely we will score for these armadas. Apologies about the distraction. Where did I get to? So we've covered the new armadas, we've covered a new system, we've covered some of the new loot. So this stuff I'm not fully sure on. I don't know whether really anyone is fully sure and who hasn't actually found out for themselves and tested it. It just so happens that my home system contains a place to build your base. So at the moment, they are mining bases. You build it on collisional plasma or magnetic plasma. Magnetic plasma later. That's where you build it and it mines the plasma. So I think now we shall go to our internet windows. So here is a list of systems where you can find the stations. This is the Scopely FAQ. It was released around about 9 o'clock in the morning GMT, so about 12 hours ago now. Oh no, don't do this to me. Right, so as far as I'm aware, one of the buildings in your base is called, so never mind, now it's And then here are the locations of collisional plasma storms that you'll start off with. So where are we going with this? Where are we going next? What are we going to tell you next? Yeah, Alliance reserves are used to relocate it. Admirals and Commodores can build, upgrade, and collect the plasma, essentially. And everyone benefits from the bonuses. So one thing to note is the content creators have been telling us that although just now it's just a mining thing, there will be much more content added over the months, essentially expansions to this concept. And as has been pointed out, using Ripper's amazing tool stfc.space, the plasma you're collecting, there are warehouses with capacity, with the vaults. So if there's a protected capacity, that clearly means that at some point there is going to be an ability to attack each other's bases and steal over protected amount. So yeah, I'm not very good at keeping my train of thought. So yeah, you need the subspace superconductors. You build the starbase on one of these plasma storms. And when this loads, I can show you stuff. Let's see if there's something I can show you in Karnak's guide. Should have loaded all these pages beforehand, because obviously when you leave them sometimes, or you have tabs open, they unload. Oh, very technical terms there. Again, apologies, this is to do with... Right, okay, so I think this would be the first building you build. I'm not sure, this might just pop. Yeah, this is basically the starbase. And there's the range, essentially the relocation, the warp range you can move it around to, which is actually fairly high considering that most of the systems, or a lot of the systems, are in independent space, so that I guess is good. And this is quite an important one, the plasma processor. So this is just going off of the FAQ, and this here, it reads as if these are not quite the same as a mining node in terms of they don't zero out. To me it reads as this is how much you can mine, you know, level up as more, and then after that you have to move to another plasma storm to get collisional plasma elsewhere. So let's try and get some more buildings. So, you know, fairly self-explanatory. Vault A, with protection, harvester, and storage. So that looks like every 6 hours is the optimum time for a Commodore to come in and click the harvest button. So what's the protection limit? 6,000. Okay, well that's not relevant currently this month. For the month of September, there won't be PvP as far as we know. Right, so one of the other buildings we have is diplomatic relations, alliance reputation bonus. So that's obviously increasing the reputation here. There you go. There's a building. You know, most of the buildings probably, except for that very first one, require plasma. Then you have tactical deck, which is essentially an armada control center, but it's only for the Cardassian armadas. Let's see what the bonus goes up and how many levels. Let's see how many levels there are. $14 levels. Oh my days, I forgot it was up there. So that's interesting. We've got 14 levels to start with. As you can see now, you're acquiring magnetic plasma. Up things. So there's other systems with magnetic plasma storms, and you need magnetic plasma harvesters to harvest the magnetic plasma. Fairly self-explanatory. So while we're on stfc.space, shout out to heroic criminal Tashcan, aka Ripper, which a lot of people know about this website, but not everyone knows about Ripper who made it, because he doesn't like to publicize that on his website. So we've got a new, see this, okay, oh no, hang on, it's because we're on page 3. Yeah, this is interesting. We've got, I think even in the game it said coming soon before, when I looked before. Let's have a look now. Oh, should have gone interior. Right, yeah. While we wait for that, of course I'm probably not recording that screen as well, but I can still talk. So where was it? Yes, so there's a new research tree. I think I mentioned, hopefully I mentioned, that you require medals. Probably, yeah, see, this is when we need to load. No, we've got dot space. Column 2, where's column 1? Oh, it doesn't matter because we can find the prerequisites. My phone just buzzed, so I'm going to see what that was about. Someone started an armada. Someone in my alliance asking if they were glitching or if the events just haven't come. The answer is they haven't come. Right, I think this is the first research. Right, so it just requires you to build the starbase. So there you go. Assembly metals listed here. 120 dilithium. It's pretty cheap, dilithium, I think. So everything, all the research just requires R&D level 25, which I'm quite happy about because that doesn't exclude that many players. I think technically if there's any buffs, which I'm not sure there are at this current moment, it doesn't matter what level you are. And then obviously, like all armadas, you can run them at 23 and you can participate at any level provided you have the warp range to get out there. And then even if you're a small alliance, it's just going to take you less time because it's not a paywalled thing, it's the normal directives. And you've got some pretty cool researchers in here. So you've got some that, improve like strength against the Cardassian armadas. This one increases the amount of uncommon armada credits earned, and I'm not sure if that's just for Cardassian or for everything. I'm hoping everything. And you've got isogen efficiency, iso-emulsion efficiency in the territory. That's something people are very excited about. Crystal efficiency, I haven't looked at this. Crystal for research. Okay. Hopefully there's one for ships too, but you never know. You do have some annoying things, such as a research that increases your mitigation in territory defense, and then the opposite, that increases your piercing. Therefore, it equals out to net 0 when they're all done. So what's this here? Epic Armada credits. Increases the amount of credits earned. I think this one is the amount of epic directives. Oh, this is epic exchange vault. Ah, yes, so that's for your exchange armadas. That one I think is for feature mining speed. There's a Meridian. This one in Meridian ISO mining speed. So there's some quite nice little research in here, especially. So what's this one? Rare of exchange, especially when you factor in the fact that. What's this? Let's have a look, because that's also for research. Okay. The factor in again, no G3 or G4 costs, just DIL and assembly medals. So I think that's everything I can show you at the moment on stfc.space. Oh, we forgot about one blimmin' game. I think we already answered our question, but we're going to have a look when we can load it up. The Karnak's Guide was actually the most comprehensive resource I found today. So shout out to Karnak. There we go. The armadas will start at level 27 and max out at level 50. And obviously they do have a little bit more of a punch because they have ability. But, oh, officers, that's something I haven't covered. About 23 new research nodes, depending on the levels of buildings in your alliance. Starbase, some of them are. So there's a magnetic plasma slurm. As you see, there's a relocate alliance starbase option. In the future, there'll be other things to mine with your starbase, but for now, it's just a couple of types of plasma. Your starbase will attach to the plasma storm in the same way your station attacks to a planet. Attaches. Everyone will see an indicator on the galaxy map in which system your star system is currently located. Oh yeah, one of the things they added was... Oh Jesus, I don't remember opening a chest. Oh gosh, that's something to download. And I also forgot that it can't show you the screen until I tell it to show you the screen. One of the things they added was a button that shows you... It will display it anyway. In the top left corner of when you click on a system, but before you click view system. But a button, so like the mining button that shows you the resources, is a button that shows you the hostiles and the level of hostiles in the system, which I am very much happy about. Yeah, in the future, be able to tackle others like Starbase and radius materials. I'm assuming Karnak has an NDA. I don't know. I follow Ultimate DJs, who I know does, and he also hinted at that. So this is the only thing I found from a content creator today out of Reduced DJs and Karnak's Guide, because I'm not familiar with all the content creators and not throwing shade on any of them. I'm just saying this is what I found. So this is quite an interesting long-running event that runs, I'm not sure whether it runs September through November, but also December, a little bit unclear. So the basic thing is you're supposed to pay attention to the dialogue of the missions this month. You're supposed to read stuff, read the event text, read the missions, because it's all tied into this kind of grand meta event. But I don't know, this is just what I found, and I'm going to let the person who wrote this, I'm going to read out what they wrote because they'll do a lot better job of explaining than me. So on top of your normal rewards, you also get offset intel briefs. So you have to guess, I think it's the 3 new officers that have been released this month. One of them is a spy, and you assign these briefs towards the spy and get rewarded in December for all the entries for the correct officer. So that must be September through November is earning and assigning them. Maybe you can assign them in December, and December is when you get those rewards. A mini event store that will have cosmetic rewards. This month's feature a lot of trivia events. Keep eye out for a raiding event. So this is a bit complicated. The officer sourcing. There is a SLB for the epic officer, which is Cisco. See, I'm not familiar with the characters. Let's have a look. Group. Oh. Deep Space Nine. Benjamin Cisco is the epic. There will be 1 auction for him and then 2 cross-server auctions for him after that. Good, Ripper had to update this. And then the other ones, I believe the idea is that it might be something a bit like those Darbo tables, and it might have something to do with this mystery event, but essentially you should be able to source at least 1 rare officer with 100% engagement is the plan. But there's no traditional meta. Oh, and the cross-server auctions contain unlocks for the rares as well as the epic. See, I've forgotten so many things. It's another Kobayashi Maru Infinite Milestone that will keep rewarding you infinitely and you can't complete it, sort of thing. I think for starting armadas. Right, so one of the things we have, well, let's talk about the officers. So Benjamin Cisco, the epic, increases your mitigation by total your health, maxing out at 1,400 with synergy against armadas only. The officer ability, maxing out at 12% and starting at 3%, is increased critical hit chance against armadas every round, cumulative. So I don't know. I'm a newish player. I heard someone mention it's a little bit like Khan, but works a bit differently because Khan has to receive a hit to activate, and to keep adding them percentages. I believe I can't be bothered to wait for it. Whereas this is just every turn, every round. Then we have Kira Neris. Her captain's ability decreases the critical hit chance of Cardassian armadas every round, cumulative, with maximum synergy bonus of 6%. So this is interesting because I can't remember. I think it was cumulative. The armadas themselves increase their critical hit chances, and this counteracts it to a degree, but even the uncommons is 10%, and this is 6%, and the epics are up to 20%. So this is just interesting. I'm not any expert in the game, so I'm not going to comment on how good this is. And her officer ability, decreasing the opponent, the armadas mitigation. So that's only for Cardassian armadas. Miles O'Brien was for both, I think, unless his officer was for Cardassian. No, that just says armadas in general. So her captain's ability only works on Cardassians, and this works on normal armadas. So reducing their mitigation by 10% of your attack every time you hit it with a weapon. So that's interesting. So I presume that means that's dependent on how many weapons your ship has. Not how many shots, but how many weapons. That's interesting. I think there's probably other officers that do that, like I said. No expert. Miles O'Brien, he is a lower deck officer, so he has no captain's ability. His officer ability has an X% chance of doubling the shots against an armada, starting at 25, capping out at 50. So with Pike or Picard, that could be potentially up to 100. And his lower deck ability is increasing the warp speed by 70 and the max out 150. So he is the other rare officer. So let's go back. So the other new thing we're getting for players 13 up are a new type of recruit chests for each faction. So instead of, you can still buy the original chests, but you can also buy with your credits an elite token, which I don't think is landed in the game as of yet. Obviously I can't check because I'm not level 30, but I believe it's not there yet. And then you use this new token to unlock these new chests. And for the Klingons, we have, highlight would be obviously Honor Guard Worf, that we have new officers: Kang, Krass, Honor Guard Worf, Bael, Gowron, Martok, Kuron, Krell, Mara, Vixis, Yanag, Linska, Kuag, and Kla. For the Romulans, it's quite light, but I suppose that would mean it helps you max them faster. Sharvanek, Sailor, Decius, Mirik, Lenar, Diajoki, Severus. And the Federation one is probably one of the more interesting ones. So Marcus, Tios Kirk, Tios Spock, Pike, Harrison, Yuki, Zhao. So Harrison, something that's been sourced more recently, but for years was locked away. Scotty Sulu, Tios Scotty Sulu, Susan McCoy, Tios Chekhov. See, I don't have McCoy or Spock shards, for example, or Tios Scotty. And then here's something quite interesting: Leslie and Hendorf, which were pay only, completely pay only, which are now available for free. And then towards the end, we've got new refits for the G3 epics, the Enterprise, Augur, and D3, that for an individual ship give them 200% base mitigation, and they are red, and apparently they look quite cool. And there is a new projectile which increases your critical hit damage by 25%, and as of launch it will only be available on the X-Solar store on the website. And then, yeah, lastly, it's in the game, it's finally in the game, the Bajoran wormhole. So hopefully I have covered pretty much everything. So we were going to try and show you some stuff in the game, weren't we? So let's change over to Prime EXE. So there's your new Starbase research tree. So yeah, it does say coming soon, which is very interesting. I've never seen that before. You can see all our little researches. That's not attached to anything. That's a prime research, potentially, and that. Well, of course they're going to monetize it, and of course there's going to be primes, there always will be, I don't know why I'm There's your first one, so you just need your starbase and your R&D level. Base weapon, so yeah, pretty good starter one. As soon as you build that base, you've got more damage. Although I don't know whether that's law of diminishing returns. Let's just see what's going on with our alliance. For rare. Sorry about the profanity in the chat. So let's recall, is it M? Yeah. Let's see if there's any armadas running at the moment. What else was I going to show you? I think I've already shown, I don't know if I've shown the plasma storm, because this is my third attempt at recording this. Oh, the maximum zoom isn't as high as I'd like. Yeah, I don't think we can multitask here. We'll look at the armadas after I finish recording. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it here. Thank you.